One of the biggest concerns that comes up with aging is frailty. That feeling that you're losing strength and that everyday things suddenly take a huge amount of effort. But what if I told you that a powerful solution could be as simple as changing the way you walk? Let's break down exactly how it works.
So, really think about that for a second. Could something as simple as walking just a bit faster actually change your life? It sounds almost too easy, right? Well, the answer coming out of some fascinating new research is a huge, resounding yes. We're going to break down how a small adjustment to your daily stroll could have an enormous impact on your strength, your mobility, and your independence.
And make no mistake, this is a big deal. Right now, in the US alone, somewhere between 4 and 16% of people over 65 are living with frailty. We're talking about millions of people whose quality of life is being affected, who take longer to recover from illnesses, and who are at a higher risk of losing their independence.
Okay, so before we get to the solution, it's really important we're all on the same page about the problem. What exactly is frailty? It's not just about feeling a little weaker. It's actually a specific clinical condition.
Here's the official definition, and if you ask me, the most important word there is vulnerability. Frailty basically means the body's ability to bounce back from stressors, like getting sick or even having a minor fall, is way lower than it should be. And that, of course, leads to a much higher risk of more serious health problems down the road. So how do you spot it? Well, doctors typically look for these 5 key signs. If you have 3 or more of them, that's considered an indicator of frailty. Now, I want you to pay very close attention to that last one, slow walking speed, because that one little detail, it's about to become the hero of our story.
For a very long time, frailty was just seen as a one-way street, an inevitable part of getting older that you just had to accept. But that way of thinking is completely changing, and this is where our story takes a really, really hopeful turn.
And this right here, this is the crucial point. Frailty is not a life sentence. It's not set in stone. We now know that with the right interventions, it can be pushed back, held off, and in some cases, even turned around completely. And the key might just be found in the simple rhythm of putting one foot in front of the other.
So where's all this hope coming from? This isn't just some feel-good idea. It's actually backed by some serious science. Let's take a look at a fantastic study from the University of Chicago that put this very idea to the test. So here's the setup. The researchers got together over 100 older adults who were already considered either frail or on the verge of it, pre-frail. They put them all on a structured walking program for 4 months. This was a rigorous, real-world trial, the kind of stuff that gets published in major scientific journals.
Now this is where it gets really cool. They split the participants into 2 groups. The first group was told to just walk at their own comfortable pace. But the second group, they were given one simple instruction: walk as fast as safely possible. And that single change, well, it made all the difference.
And here it is, the magic number that popped out of all the data. The researchers found that the folks who were able to walk just 14 steps per minute faster than their usual pace were way more likely to see real, tangible improvements in their mobility and endurance. It's such a small number, but it has such a huge impact.
The results were honestly staggering. A full 65% of the faster walkers saw a meaningful improvement in their mobility. But for the group that was just walking at a casual pace, only 39% saw that same kind of improvement. That's a massive, massive difference.
Dr. Daniel Rubin, who was the lead author on the study, really puts this all into perspective. He said that this isn't just about numbers on a chart. This is about the real-world freedom to just go to the grocery store, to walk around the block, to live your life with less fatigue and a whole lot more confidence.
Okay, so the results are crystal clear, but why? Why does this work? What's actually happening inside your body when you just decide to pick up the pace a little bit? Let's dive into the science.
Think of it like this. Picking up your walking pace is like a full system upgrade for your body. It forces your muscles to contract more often, which builds endurance. It kicks your heart rate up into a better zone, improving blood flow and getting more oxygen to all those hard-working muscles. Over time, you're literally conditioning your entire body to handle more activity with way less effort.
This is all fantastic information, but you know what the best part is? How easy it is to act on. So, how can you apply this to your own life, maybe even starting today? Let's walk through the process.
It's really just a simple 3-step plan. First, you got to figure out your starting point, your normal, comfortable walking pace. Then do the math. Add about 14 steps per minute to that number. And finally, find that new rhythm. It should feel brisk, for sure, but always comfortable and totally safe for you.
And hey, here's a great pro tip to make this even easier. You can download a simple metronome app on your phone, the kind musicians use, and set it to your target beat. It's a fantastic way to help you lock into that new, faster pace. The researchers are even developing their own app called Walk Test to make this process seamless for everyone. The science is clear, and the steps are simple. This just shows that we have so much more power than we might think to influence our health as we get older. Remember, taking small, intentional steps can lead to giant leaps in our quality of life. The only question left is, where will you go?